Hey everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and today I have to share a confession with you. I have a problem hoarding library books. So I already have enough books to read for the month. You've seen my November to read list video. However, I just can't stop myself from requesting books from the library, and I do it because I feel like it's going to take a while, I know, for books to be transported from one library to my library. The books are going through a quarantine process before they actually make them available to the public. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I better request them now because it could be a couple weeks before I get them. And then a bunch of books come all at once. So I do have a new stack of books to read, library books. So one of the books I'm going to be reading is Grown by Tiffany Jackson. This was actually recommended to me via Twitter. Somebody posted 3 books that were really great to read. And I requested all 3 of them. This was the first one that was actually available. I love, love, love the cover. Isn't that amazing? So it's contemporary young adult novel. And it's about a girl who she wakes up. She can't remember what's happened, but someone is dead. And she's in the middle of what's happened, but she doesn't know what has happened. So I think it sounds really interesting, and it deals with topics of like the Me Too movement and race. The main character, she had hopes and dreams for her future, and now this thing that has happened that she can't remember might derail some of those plans. So the next library book I got is Lori Gottlieb's Maybe You Should Talk to Someone. This has been on my to-read list for quite some time. I have read her book, Marry Him, which, I wasn't the target audience for that. The book I really wanted to read by Lori Gottlieb was I Love You, Nice to Meet You. A guy and a girl gives a lowdown on coupling up. It's just not available anywhere in my library system. So I have to settle for the other books that they do have. So this one, Lori Gottlieb is a therapist, and she ends up seeing her own therapist. And so it's kind of her experience being both a patient and a clinician. And probably somebody I know read this book, and she read it and said, oh, this kind of made me realize that maybe I should talk to someone. And I also picked up I Never Promised You a Goodie Bag by Jennifer Gilbert. This has been on my to-read list for quite some time as well. I think the book was actually published in 2012. So it's been on my to-read list probably since then. And I didn't realize it was in my library system. Maybe it hasn't been, and now it has been. But anyway, it's a memoir. It was an event planner in New York City. And so this is her recollection of that experience. Basically, it has a 3.5-star rating on Goodreads. And the very first review that comes up is a 1-star review. So I don't know. This could probably go either way. It's got an endorsement from Gretchen Rubin, who I like. Dani Shapiro, I also like. I've read her as well. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just an interesting look into an industry that I am not familiar with. I thought the title was pretty funny. I Never Promised You a Goodie Bag, because I got to tell you, my company puts on some events and everybody expects there to be a goodie bag. So this was one that I didn't actually plan on requesting, but as I was looking for, I guess, another book, this one came up. So it's Frederick Bachmanns' Things My Son Needs to Know About the World. And I think this is just essays about his experiences with fatherhood and things that he would tell his own child. So it's like what you need to know about motion sensitive bathroom lights, probably going to be kind of a hilarious book as well. What do you need to know about being a man? What you need to know about what happened to the singing plastic giraffe. I'm sure that's a pretty interesting story. We all have stories like that. Probably what happened to the giraffe is that mommy and daddy threw it away because you don't need it anymore. And let's forget all about it, right? So another one that I've had on my list for a long time is Ernest Hemingway's A Movable Feast. I could go either way with Hemingway. I've read some of his fiction work. Some of it I like, some of it I'm kind of like, okay. But I don't think I was keeping very good records of my thoughts on books back when I was reading it. So anyway, this is actually a memoir of his time as a writer in Paris in the 1920s. I've heard good things about it from a variety of different people. It actually has a 4-star rating on Goodreads. Not that that really means anything, because something that other people like, I might not like. Same goes with things that I like, other people might not like. But I figured I should finally give it a chance. It's not that long. And I do find his life fascinating. I think it's very interesting, in that whole writer culture that was going on back then. So yeah. And the last book is Nell Freudenberger's The Newlyweds, which you can't see the title, so I'll show it to you right in here. The Newlyweds came out in 2012, I believe, and that's how long I've had it on my to-read list. So finally got around to it. It only has a 3.4-star rating on Goodreads. However, I'm pretty sure this is one that was probably recommended to me in a magazine, so that's why I put it on my list. But it's about a woman who comes to America. It's like an online relationship. Each one of them has some baggage. And then it's like what happens when she goes back to her home country, and he stays behind. But yeah, she was part of the New Yorker's 20 Under 40. So, there's a lot of buzz about her and her age. And this is like I guess the debut or something. So anyway, finally gonna get around to read it, and I'll kind of do a Goodreads review and let you know what I thought of it when I'm done. So that's the story. Those are all the books that I've requested and received so far from the library. I think I'm still on the list for several other books, including The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I think I'm like number 30 on that list. The Last Flight, I can't remember the author, but I've been on that waiting list for a long time as well. I think I'm nearing the top. So in some instances, yes, putting my name down, requesting a book in advance has served me well, because those books will be coming. But in other instances, not every book is in high demand, so if I request them, I should probably just remember that I'm going to get them as soon as I request them. So things that I'm working on. Goals for 2021 probably won't meet it. I'm still going to be requesting library books. I hope you guys are too, and I hope you're reading something really fabulous right now. Let me know in the comments below what that is. Give this video a thumbs up, like, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!